guys, the team's been showing up despite some of the losses each week in practice. Coming off a win, has it been a little bit even better this week?
I don't know. The food's tasted a little better.
Right.
Yeah. We came into work on Sunday, and it was drizzling rain. It was kind of cold after leaving Boca Raton down there where it was kind of tropical. And I know that I heard Coach Houston come into the office there a little bit after me, and he was singing a little bit and talking about what a beautiful day it was out there, and I had to agree with him a little bit. So I think, yeah, it's always better just to win than it is to lose. So that was nice. However, the 24-hour rule kind of kicks in, after you get Sunday night and you start looking at the next opponent and you start, oh my gosh, how are we going to figure all this out? How we ever, make another first down? So reality hits you quickly. But I enjoyed it Saturday night. We got home. It's a nice plane ride home. The kids were excited. Locker room was awesome.
Navy, they do as much defensively as anybody y'all play. So just the challenge of facing that again.
Yeah, they're similar to our scheme, Coach Harrell, but maybe even more, wide open, crazy, just everything you could ever dream that they do. So it's very complex. It really challenges you. I think they're third in the league in scoring defense, so they're doing really well. I think a lot of that's because they're doing such a great job in the red zone. They've been very hard to score on. So if you're going to score, you better score from far out. They've been really good once you get down there close. They got a lot of sacks, a lot of different ways to pressure the quarterback. You don't want to get into a throw it every snap type situation because that's what they're built for. And, they're just so disciplined and they're just so well coached that you just have to go execute. So, yeah, big challenge. It's a fun place to play on one hand because the atmosphere is good. I think our guys like it. I know our fans enjoy going up there. We've had two nice little places to go. So, I guess John Gilbert's getting some Christmas baskets or something from the fans by getting a schedule like this. But it's tough to play too. When they play in front of the core and all that, they're motivated and there are a lot of people counting on them, and I think they feel the pressure from that. But I think they respond well because obviously these are the people that can handle pressure. Obviously they wouldn't be going into the Navy, as commanders and stuff.
As a play caller, you often try and set things up early in the game so you can hit things late. Do you have to kind of throw that out the window with so many limited possessions against a team like this?
Yeah, you do worry about that offensively. We always are concerned. Now, they're not quite maybe as much option and stuff as they have been, but I'm sure they're going to be a ball control. They enjoy a low-scoring game. You know what I'm saying? They like to win it like that in the fourth quarter. So you can't just wait. If you have something, you probably better get it. Now, our issue is we're playing better early. We're not playing particularly well late. I thought we went from playing pretty good in the first quarter to really playing a pretty good first half. We scored 3 times in the first half. For us right now, the way we're playing defense, we scored 3 times in the first half. We're going to win some games. Now, I would prefer not to wear the field goal kicker out. I'm glad he got all those awards and got all that done. I think all the ECU people are glad to see that ball go through the goalpost. You know what I'm saying? As much issues as we've had in the kicking game, in the past year or two, but I'd prefer to get some more touchdowns there. I wasn't real pleased with how we played in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, because we got some great opportunities to really put that thing away, with a big margin. And, there were some times we were running the clock down and doing some things like that because we just wanted to win the game, and you got to find a way to win the game. But I wish we'd have played a little better. So our first stuff, we've been doing well. Maybe I got to find some better second half, fourth quarter stuff anyhow. But I don't know if we'll ever have less possessions than we had when we had 7 possessions there against Tulane. So, but it may be that type of game again.
How much falls on Alex in a game like this where he's having to try to diagnose stuff pre-snap and maybe they're checking and how much do you have to trust him in a game like this?
A lot. This will be the biggest test of all for the quarterback because there's so many things. To have success, you're going to have some checks at the line of scrimmage. You're going to have some check with me's built in. There's going to be a lot of decisions. I talked a couple weeks ago about there was a game at UTSA. He had 48 decisions he had to make that determined the outcome of the play. And, he was 40 out of 48. And then last week, we had a lot less decisions. He wasn't quite as good percentage-wise on that. This week, if we get 70 snaps, he may have to make 70 decisions that will determine the outcome of this game. So the quarterbacks are over here a lot this week. They're over here a lot anyhow, I guess, this week even more, having to study a little bit more on their own. And but I think everybody is getting on the board that they're believing in Alex, that Alex is doing a nice job. I think the kids are, they're starting to really get that belief. And I know I am. I'm feeling better about those things too. But every game in football is a new game. Everyone's a new game.
Gerald Green's found the end zone twice now in as many weeks for you guys. I mean, what has he done to, allow himself to do that?
I think he's running with a burst. He looks fast. Like I said, all the kids, when he came back the first game, said, "Oh, you have fresh legs or whatever," because you're not tired like everybody is by this time of year. But no, I just think he's got a burst about him. And, the defense coaches had told us coming out of camp that they thought he was the hardest back to tackle that we had. And, we were like, yeah, he's tough. But there's just something about the way he plays behind his body. He's not very tall. He's relatively thick, muscular or whatever, but he just really, they hit his pads. They never really get a good shot at him. And he's just got a lot of excitement about him, you know what I'm saying? He's just got a pep in his step. And, when things aren't going well, you're just looking for somebody to bring some energy to it, when somebody just make a play. And he did. He made the safety miss on the first touchdown. And I was like, God, maybe we're going back to last year. It kind of looked like one of those plays we had when we popped it through there. It was blocked well. But they always have one extra guy because somebody has to have the ball. So they got one guy. And then if your quarterback's handing it off, they got two extra guys. So the backs really have to earn their scholarships when they get through the line of scrimmage. And now Navy's going to be everywhere, and they'll be twisting, and they'll have different guys coming, and you're not going to get them all blocked. So the backs will get plenty of times to make somebody miss. I hope they will.
How happy are you with the run back rotation right now? Because y'all are trying to y'all got 5 guys in last game, and that's got to be tough.
It's really been more of a stressful situation than a good situation. You never have enough good players. I don't think anybody says we just got too many good players. You know what I'm saying, like that, because in this game you're always one snap away from somebody being out. A month ago we were really thin at running back. We were having a hard time practicing. We didn't have enough guys. Now they're all back, and now how do you keep everybody happy? You know what I'm saying? There's not enough balls. You know what I'm saying? There's not enough runs. We can't get enough plays, and we're getting quite a few plays with the exception of the Tulane game where we didn't have very many plays. We didn't get the ball, but so yeah, it's tough because how do you keep them happy? How do you keep them hot? What do you do? What's the rotation? We spend a lot of time talking about that, and I don't know that there is a simple answer to it. You like I say, you're glad you got them, but it's hard to rotate that many guys in there. I worry that we're not giving anybody a chance to get into the flow of the game if you switch out too much. So we have a plan, which I can't probably obviously say what that plan would be. That'd be crazy, but we do have a plan that how we're going to do it this week, though, and hopefully that'll work.
Is there anything kind of during the week that you can do to prepare for a game where you have limited possessions? Like, is there anything particular in the lead up to
I think what we try to do is we try to make the practice reps seem game-like. You know what I'm saying? Like today we did a third down against our defense. They were able to give us really a good look too, because I say again, it's a similar. And you just put a lot of emphasis on each play, because if you practice like you're just on the driving range, you're just in the gym shooting by yourself, it ain't the same as when, okay, this play matters. And it matters if you win or lose. We got the chains out there. They're officiating it. When the defense is stopping us, they're cheering, they're talking smack. When the offense is doing it, they're returning that. And we're trying to create that atmosphere so that it will be like, hey, every play counts, because you don't know how many plays you're going to get. We did that Tuesday with like first down, second down stuff too. So I think that's the answer to that, because I don't want to talk to the offense about, now you're only going to get like, 4 possessions in the first half or something, and get them all tight about it. But you just try to make it every game, every play is the biggest play of your life at that time, because it may be the play that determines the game anyhow.